We're here reporting live with BC HRMA and Jennifer Gerves-Keen. Take one. We're very excited to have Jennifer here with us today. She's an awesome speaker and facilitator. She's also very well known as an effective change conductor in individual and organizational behavior. She does this through coaching, presentations, and workshops. She's going to provide a live video response to our online contest winner, Catherine Semenick. Let's see what she has to say about Catherine's question and experiences. Jennifer, Catherine's question is, what education besides on-the-job mentoring is available or could be offered to the Generation Y group to help them cope or understand some of the issues they are facing as a group in the corporate world?
That's a great question, Jace. When we're looking at the Generation Y population, we've got usually a large percentage that have gone through some kind of formal education. What we're often missing is the on-the-ground, in-the-company, hands-on education. There's a variety of ways of dealing with that. Some of them can be company-driven, so using the mentoring positions that are already in place to develop a lot of those skills in different social and meeting opportunities. Coaching is great because it shows that the company is willing to invest in them and will help them through some of those rougher moments, because what we're seeing is that there often is a gap in some of the hands-on managerial personal relationship types of things. Other suggestions can be, having workshops, doing peer groups, social events that they can participate in and learn from, and maybe have debriefs after, so you actually use them as an effective model. They really do appreciate the opportunity, and it certainly helps smooth out a lot of the misunderstandings that can happen in those different meeting and corporate situations.
Wow, that's great. Thank you. I also had an experience and an observation of working with Generation Y. Let's see what Jennifer has to say about that. Jennifer, Catherine had conversations with her husband, who works as the director of a new product development. He has a lot of experience in supervising and directing young, bright engineers and co-op students who are part of the Gen Y group. Some of the observations he has noticed are, they are all well educated, but from a supervising perspective, they need constant direction and frequent recognition for any work they accomplish. The Gen Yers do not have the same corporate loyalty as her husband, a boomer, has, and they want to know what is in it for them. Example, if they're asked to stay to work overtime, they want something in return. Also, the Gen Yers are more often late and ask for extra days off and for personal endeavors. She was able to provide her husband with some insight into some reasons why the Gen Yer employees and students behave in certain ways due to the way that they were schooled and parented. What do you think about that, Jennifer?
I think that it's a challenge that a lot of the organizations are facing, and it comes down to essentially a values question. The Gen Y grew up with different influences. They grew up with immediate media. They grew up with completely different scenarios in terms of environmental and relationships that the boomers did. One of the things that companies and corporations are struggling with is that they actually are going to have to change a little bit, in my view, their perspective around having that flexibility and more personal time and more balance. It's a values issue. It's not a behavioral issue. It's not going to go away anytime soon. So the organizations have to work together to figure out what's going to satisfy both ends. In terms of, having to supervise them more closely, the Generation Y are generally looking for a more personal relationship than we have in the past. And a lot of boomers struggle with that because the Gen Xers were very much pragmatic, hit the ground running, leave me alone and let me do my thing. And the Gen Ys are coming in and saying, you know what, I kind of want your input and I want your opinion and I need to know where I'm going and I need clear direction. So managers are really going to have to start stepping up their relationship skills with this particular generation and be much more of a guide and a mentor than they have been in the past.
For more information on Jennifer Gerves-Keen, check out jgkonline.com.